You're probably wondering how I got here and how I made this amazing tent. Well, if you want to find out, you better keep watching. Today, we are going camping, but not just any camping, that would be boring. We are going indoor camping. And what is indoor camping, you may ask? It's camping indoors. But I am ready to prove that camping can be done indoors and honestly can be done even better indoors if need be. I do not come from a camping family. My family, we never went on the camping trips. We never got the little RV or the sleeping bags. We just didn't do that. Because of that, there is a hole in my heart where camping should be, or at least I think it should. And recently I've been like, I kind of want to go camping, but I live in Manhattan. Where am I gonna go camping in Manhattan? Nowhere. So I thought, if I can't bring myself to camping, I'm gonna bring camping to me. Don't be fooled. Just because we're camping indoors doesn't mean we're skipping out on any of the traditional camping experiences. For example, we're gonna be putting up our tent, playing the guitar by the fireplace, making s'mores, making a classic camping dinner, telling scary ghost stories. We're gonna go stargazing, believe it or not, and we're gonna watch some wildlife. And you may be wondering how all of that is possible within the confines of my something square foot apartment. Well, there's only one way to find out, so you better stick around. Let's go camping. Alrighty, this looks like a pretty good place to set up camp. A nice grassy area, as you can tell by the green grass on the floor. Before we can start decorating our tent and making it feel homey, we obviously need to put it up and work on the exterior so that when it rains or whatever, we can protect ourselves from the outdoor nature. So, I have gathered some things around my apartment that I think could help me construct our tent today. I have these two really tall stand thingies that I usually use to hold my lights when I film self-tapes. I think they'll be very useful in draping a blanket over it. Speaking of a blanket, I have a large sheet that we are going to use as our roof for our tent. I have some clips to hold things together. I have some safety pins to pin things together. If all else fails, we have our holy grail, duct tape. I think we have more than everything we need to succeed, so honestly, if this goes wrong, it's my fault. Let's get started. First things first, I want to start with the back of the tent. Okay, so the first thing we're doing is I'm going to safety pin the sheet to this wall. Alrighty, that looks pretty good to me. So now we're going to start working on moving the tent forward because we can't live like this. I'm going to take this tall ass tripod thing and put it right here. I'm pretty sure it's out of frame, but it's over here if you can't see it. Okay, I can't really tell if both tripods are in frame, but basically I just put each one on the corners of the bed. Then I'm taking our handy dandy chip clip. Ooh, I don't know if these are gonna hold the weight. That was a problem I did not think of earlier. So we have a problem. The clip is holding up nicely, but it's too heavy. Lord Jesus. So what that means is I need to find something heavy to, like a sandbag, even though I don't have a sandbag, but something like a sandbag that can hold down my tripod. I couldn't find anything heavy in my apartment to like hold this down, so we're already going to our holy grail, which is duct tape. My plan is I'm gonna duct tape the tripod to the leg of my bed so that it can't tip over. You know what I mean? You'll see. Okay, I think that should be enough. Let's try it. Okay, as you can see, handy dandy duct tape worked. So we now have the roof to our tent. I have some blankets I'm just gonna add to the sides because we want shelter. We want shelter all around. Come on, this is an amateur hour. This is gonna be the best tent ever. So let's do it. As you can tell, we now have reimbursements on each side. I mean, if this isn't giving 10, then I don't know what is. But now it's time for the fun part, the interior design. We have the outside, the tent is what it is, but now it's time to make it cute and fun and personalized. I just finished setting up some lights, as you can see. I think it looks pretty cute. It's starting to feel very homey in here. I mean, come on. Tell me this isn't a vibe. You can't. This is so much better than camping outside. Oh. I don't know about you, but building this fort definitely built up my appetite. I think it's time for a traditional camping meal. It's time to make a gourmet camping meal. We worked up our appetite by building that bad boy back there, so I think we deserve some dinner. When you think of camping food, you think of two images in your head. You think of roasting hot dogs and roasting s'mores. So today we're going to be doing both. And don't get me wrong, we will be making a real fire later on, but for this experience, we're going to be using my handy dandy stovetop. We will not be needing this. So you may or may not know, I am vegan, so instead of regular hot dogs, we're going to be using vegan hot dogs. I haven't had a hot dog since before I went vegan probably, and I went vegan like 7 years ago. So this is gonna be an interesting experience, but you know, I'm in the mood for a hot dog. All this camping makes me in the mood for meat that's shaped like this. So let's get started. Also, I wanted to buy skewers to like roast my hot dog on. The store that I went to didn't have skewers, but for now we're just gonna be roasting it on a fork. I mean, it smells like a hot dog. I don't know if this is gonna work, but I'm hoping it will. So this is what we're working with, and we're gonna roast our oh, that's hot. The instructions say grill hot dog for 6 to 7 minutes. So I'm assuming that's how long it's gonna take doing it this way. Ow, it's hot. I feel like I have to get it in the fire. That's what gives it like the grilled marks. Got it, she's bubbly. Okay, I'm gonna finish cooking this because I feel like it's gonna take a little bit, and then I'll check in with you guys. Okay, I think I'm done. I think it's done. I mean, it looks pretty done. This feels weird. I mean, it tastes like what I imagine a hot dog tastes like. I didn't really like hot dogs that much before I went vegan, so I'm not surprised that I don't love this, but I feel like it does taste pretty accurate. We cooked a hot dog on the fire, so I think this was a success. We have to save some room for dessert. I want to give a quick preface for the s'mores. Just a warning, they're not what you expected them to be. But let me explain. Today after work, I was like, I'm gonna go to Whole Foods and get everything I need to make some vegan s'mores. Except, it started downpouring rain. Like, I'm talking like 1 second the sky was blue, sun was beating down on you, and the next, pouring rain. Did I have an umbrella on me? Of course I didn't. Instead of going to Whole Foods, I literally had to run into like the closest store near to me, which just so happened to be a Target. And for those of you who don't know, the Targets in New York absolutely suck. I don't care what anyone says, they are literally terrible. First of all, they lock up everything, so God forbid you actually want to purchase something, you have to stand there and wait for 10 minutes for someone to help you. Or you have to like awkwardly like go up to someone and beg them to do it, and then when you ask them, they like roll their eyes to the back of their head, and then you feel like a bad person just because you wanted some shampoo. I'm not surprised, but Target had literally nothing that I was looking for. So I had to get creative and improvise. They didn't have vegan graham crackers. Instead, I got these bite-sized everything seasoned crackers. And those are just gonna have to work. And instead of marshmallows, because they didn't have vegan marshmallows, so then I found the next best thing. I found this vegan mozzarella cheese, and it kind of, I feel like, can look like a marshmallow. They actually did happen to have chocolate, so I did get some chocolate. So we're gonna be making s'mores with everything crackers, vegan mozzarella, and some chocolate. I'm sorry, but also I did my best. What else could I have done? So let's just roll up the sleeves and get cracking. I'm just gonna use my finger to make a marshmallow-esque shape. Okay, that kind of looks like a marshmallow. Oh my god. I'm sorry, this totally looks like a s'more. Oh my gosh, that looks so good. That looks exactly like a freaking vegan. Oh no, I dropped her. Okay, it's cooked enough. So we're gonna try it. I would not necessarily recommend that combination. Did I swallow it? Yes. Am I gonna make another one? Absolutely not. But all that matters is that we did it, and it looked like a s'more. That was dinner, but I'm in the mood for some tunes. So let's go light a real fire and play some tunes on my guitar. I did it using just, not even sticks and stones, just my bare hands and the wind. I was able to make this fire. And thank goodness too, because it's getting a little chilly outside now that the sun is going down. So this fire is really keeping me warm. And it's funny because usually I don't like the smell of fires and the smell of smoke, but for some reason, this fire smells pleasant. I don't know what it is. And now that we have a fire, it's only fitting that we have some campfire tunes to go along with it. This is my campfire song. I hope that you'll sing along, because I lit this fire by myself. And it's more than okay. My CAMPFIRESONG song. My CAMPFIRESONG song. I know it's hard to believe, but I've only had this guitar for like 3 days. I guess I'm just a natural. Now that we have the fire going, got a little spooky mood going on, I thought it'd be fun to tell some spooky stories. This sounds pathetic, but I'm actually scared I'm gonna get scared because I'm the world's biggest scaredy cat, but we're gonna do it anyway. I looked up some fun spooky stories. This one's called Humans Can Lick Too. This is a frightening story of a girl who was alone at home one night for the first time. She has a dog to keep her company. The girl listens on the news about a serial killer on the loose. She goes to sleep after locking all the doors and windows, but for one, which doesn't close. Suddenly, she is awakened by a dripping sound. Scared thoroughly, she tries to go back to sleep and puts her hand down in the bed for a reassuring lick from her dog. As the dripping sound continues, she goes to check on the taps in the kitchen bathroom, and everywhere else but finds nothing. She returns to her bedroom and puts the hand down again for the dog to lick it. The dripping sound continues and the girl is too frightened to fall asleep, but as her hand gets licked from under the bed, she slowly falls asleep. In the morning, when she opens the closet, she finds her dog killed and hanged upside down. The dripping sound was from the dog's blood. On the closet doors, she sees a message: humans can lick too. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Especially since I'm a girl and I have a dog. I hated that so much. I'm actually done with these because they're scaring me. Okay guys, I was just chilling in my tent, but I look outside and I see a wild animal. You know, I didn't think I was gonna see this because, you know, I'm indoors, but I saw one. So I have some food with me and I'm gonna try to see if it'll let me get close to it if I like try to feed it and bribe it. So be really quiet, but we're gonna go and try to get as close to this wild animal as we can. Okay, there it is. Be very quiet. I don't want to scare it. Oh, I guess it did want the treat. Wow, look at this beautiful creature in its natural habitat. I mean, I don't know if it's just because I'm vegan or what, but I'm really taming this wild beast right now. See, this is why you should go camping indoors, because you never know what kind of fun animals you're gonna find. Hi. Oh, I'm being attacked. Okay, y'all. It's been a pretty fun night, I would say. I think it was a pretty successful camping trip. We put together a beautiful tent. We cooked a delicious dinner. We made a fire. We told some stories. We played some tunes. We saw a wild peanut in its natural habitat. And now we're gonna end the night before we go to bed with some stargazing. Let's just watch the stars together. Look at those stars. They're beautiful. I could stare at them all night, thanks to my projector. Wow. I forgot what stars look like after living here. I think I'm ready for bed. Thank you so much for going camping with me. I had a blast. I hope you had a blast too. If you liked hanging out with me, you should come back next time and maybe recommend another fun adventure that I could try to do inside my apartment, because I really do think that I can do a lot inside this apartment, but I also am willing to venture out. So maybe I'll start venturing outside of my apartment as well. But yeah, let's go to bed.